Welcome everyone to Guy and Helmer Unfiltered, but as always, kind of just a bit filtered. I'm your host as always, Alex Helmer, joined by me to my right or left, depending kind of where you are on the screen, Guy Noel, comedian writer.
All right, how's it going, everybody? With us today, we have my great friend. He is a great comedian. Our guest, Jake Timothy. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Jake? So, Jake, you and Guy kind of tell everyone how kind of you know Guy, how kind of both of you are kind of intertwined within kind of the same career aspirations and stuff like that, and what your funniest Guy story is. Let's go with that.
Oh no.
The funniest Guy story.
He's like, I don't have any.
Guy because he just hangs out. Yeah, he hung out around one of the comedy clubs that we go to a lot, and he just would talk to everyone. Very outgoing, you know. And there are people that do that, and it's like very annoying. But Guy is endearing, you know. Everyone, you want to like him and you want to root for him. So it's just fun having him around. Just funny. He knows his way around stand up. He knows how to like handle himself on stage.
Yeah.
And he's just good at talking about jokes. Good at like crafting jokes. So you know
that is true.
I like hanging out with him. And sure. I don't know, funniest Guy story. I don't know. I guess I don't know. We haven't done.
I was like,
there's none. He's not that funny.
Is there really?
We haven't gone on like adventures together.
We have not. That's the thing. No.
Kind of do.
In fact, this is the first time both of you met.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the first time they've met.
Because like I'm trying to think, do we have any legit good? Because we've all because I'm thinking about it, and we've done we've talked shit in a very funny way, like not talking shit, but like we've been talking and we'll say some funny shit to each other. But like I don't think But other than that, I don't really think of much adventures per se. I guess when we were doing the sound effects and the microphone last week.
That was funny. Well, this isn't like a funny story, I guess, but sometimes I'll like host. There's like a Thursday open mic downtown. Sometimes I'll host it in when the actual host can't do it, and so I'll show up there early, and then it's just me, Guy, and then our friend Sharif will be like behind the bar, and so we'll just talk shit. It's like one of the groups of friends I have in my life is that trio. But it's
that trio. Damn, we didn't get Sharif on. I don't know who Sharif is, but I feel like he should have been here to complete it. Yeah. But anyways, guys, we have a great show for you planned today. A lot of news, a lot of releases, a lot of trailers we're going to talk about 1 week before the Oscars as well, guys. So exciting day. But before we do that, Jake, where can everyone find you in your work?
Jake Timothy on Instagram. That's really the only place. Or I run a show every Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Grizzly Pear in the Village in Manhattan. So check that out if you're in New York.
Perfect. All right, so let's move on to our first story of today. The Mandalorian dropped. That's a terrible image. Season 3, episode 1. We haven't got the Mandalorian since 2020 or 2020? 2020, I feel like, because I had first started college when season 2 ended, which is crazy. And now season 3 has started. I'm a junior now, so that's insane. But we haven't gotten the show for a long time. Guy, we talk about Star Wars all the time. When we started the show, we talked about Mandalorian, we talked about Boba Fett a lot, we talked about the Bad Batch, obviously. So what are your thoughts on the Mandalorian overall? And then let's get to your thoughts on the first episode of season 3.
Yeah, I love is that when we started this podcast, we were saying we're sick of all this Star Wars shit. We still are. This is not good either. It's like really not good. The effects are great, but there are point I feel like for one, they brought back Baby Yoda because in Book of Boba because they had to sell more toys, and so like that kind of, that it ruined a lot of the best. It ruined like a really good potential great third season where you'd have a darker version of the Mandalorian. I think that would have been more interesting.
I agree.
And then on top of that, he wants to bring back. It feels like they're already trying to do fan service from the first season of the show, even though they're doing it in the third season, because now they're like, let's bring back IG-11. That's what the fans want. And so like I was like, what? And it was so weird to me. I laughed out loud when they were like, "Where's Cara Dune?" And he's like,
uh,
she's
she's not doing so hot.
in another sector." You know, I was like, yeah. Another sector hating Jews. No, but basically, I didn't really. I just think that it's all about quantity over quality now with Star Wars and Marvel and all those things. So I didn't quite enjoy it.
Jake?
All right. I liked it a lot. I mean, I thought after the end of the last season, I was like,
Mhm.
you know, like the Mandalorian's pretty much over for me. So anything else they do is just cool.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was a good way. Like the end of the second season was a good way to like end that story.
No, I like the end of the second season. I
Yeah.
like that.
And so anything like in addition to that is just like I'm just glad to see it. I like the way that the Mandalorian tells stories. There was a lot of like lazy writing at moments that just made me laugh out loud. And also I missed Cara Dune was like she was one of my favorite characters, so I was kind of like, yeah, you know, it sucks that she died of COVID, you know. But
Yeah.
like you know,
Many people died of COVID to get us
Yeah.
this information.
You know that scene in this episode where Carl Weathers is talking to the pirates in the
Yeah.
bar, and the pirates are like, "We want to drink here," and he's like, "Can't. It's a school." And the fight they have is they're like, "No, it's not. It's a bar."
I was about to talk about that. Yeah.
And that's when they have a shootout. I'm like, "What the fuck is this? So stupid."
Okay. Thank you, Jake, for mentioning it because it saved me some time. Okay. All right. So my thoughts. I've been critical of The Mandalorian more than most people. I like the show, but I don't think it's the masterpiece that a lot of people build it up to be. I don't think it's kind of revolution. Well, I mean, it has revolutionized Star Wars when it comes to the culture, and everybody likes it. So I'm glad most people seem to like it. And I do like it. I'm more positive than negative, but it's just it for me. I talked about this to Guy earlier. I feel like if The Mandalorian is an animated show, nobody would like it. I feel like it's only because it's live action that people give a shit, because it is basically an animated show in live action. It's 35 minutes too, right? And also seeing more long form TV, like when you're so used to watching, I don't know, like House of the Dragon or Succession or something that's pretty like a long, or Last of Us, anything that's an hour long. This just feels so short, especially when you get like 10 minutes for credits, opening and closing. So it's basically the length of like a Clone Wars episode, right? And because of that, you don't get a lot of long-term development. And then also, let me get to the pirate thing. I can't wait to get to that. Jake mentioned it. I was so confused. It's not a bar anymore, guys. Relax.
It's not
You're gonna go in there. You're not gonna get any Star Wars vodka. Like, you're better off going to an actual bar.
Blue milk,
Hot take, you might want to go to an actual bar. I'm not sure they're going to have anything for you.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. When they would go in there, what were they going to do? Like, were they just going to be like, oh, shit, it is a school, and they were just going to walk out?
You're right.
Yeah,
but
also,
what I love... Oh, yeah,
Carl Weathers is like, he's like, come drink in like a government building with me. Wouldn't that be better as a pirate? They're like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
we can like, be at the seat of power, but they're like, no, we want to drink it in like the
and they
school.
can steal from him too.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we were it must have been their neighborhood bar. It must have been like back in the day. They used to rob people.
That was my favorite thing about it, was that they legit killed all of that pirate's friends except the pirate, and he's like got no reaction to it. Like they just straight up murdered all your friends, and he's just like, oh, and he just ran away, and I was like,
oh yeah, why didn't you let him go at that point?
Exactly. I was like, you just murdered all of his friends. He's gonna try to kill you even harder. Like it was that scene. Like, and I honestly wonder, like, if they went to the school and like they like are like all these kids are looking at them. They're like, oh fuck, my bad.
They apologize to Carl Weathers. We're like, oh, I'm sorry, we were wrong.
Sorry, it was a school.
We'll be on our way.
You know that scene also where Mando is in like the little mechanic place with all the little mechanic guys, and Carl Weathers is translating the things that they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just saying things to Mando. They're like, we can't fix him, and then Carl Weathers is like, they're saying they can't fix him. Like he does that with everything they say. I didn't like. There were more like kind of hacky jokes in this episode than in the
Yeah.
previous 2 seasons. Kind of threw me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
when they pushed the bust onto what's that guy's name? The droid's name?
IG-11.
Oh, IG-11.
When they push the bust onto IG-11, and then Mando goes like, "That's what I call using your head." I'm like,
Yes, I remember that one.
It's like a Han Solo line, you know? It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, and I'm just going to build on something Guy said earlier, and we talk about this all the time. And I wanted the Mandalorian to go down a darker tone for a long time now. Especially bringing back Baby Yoda was a big step backwards for me because I feel like that reduces their ability to do that, and it's also very lazy because you're basically saying, "Hey guys, the Mandalorian is so uninteresting. We need like a cute." And Baby Yoda's cute. I'm not saying, but at the same time, we're over it. Baby Yoda's existed since you're like 2018, 2019, right? So I'm over that. I just want, if your main character is so good and so interesting, you would need kind of a baby alien to be able to kind of play off of him. You could just have him and he'd be enough. And you see this a lot with Star Wars with Leia in Obi-Wan. You have Omega in the Bad Batch. So they're just obsessed with having kids there in order to prop up their main characters and fill up the screen and make it more, I guess, friendly for all audiences.
I don't get why they feel the need to do that. Because I'm going to be honest, like when you look at like kids liking and watching Star Wars, I'm going to be honest, I don't think kids never like the kid characters. I don't think they ever like those
Interesting
characters.
take. I don't know.
I really don't. I don't think kids are dressing as like Omega for Halloween from Bad Batch.
Well, that's different. That's the Bad Batch, okay?
Fucking Bad Batch. No, but all I'm saying is like these kid characters, like, no, I don't see how people would like them. Like, I remember when I was younger and I used to watch the Clone Wars, I didn't really like Ahsoka. Like, I was like, it's just some annoying teenager. Like, I just didn't care for her.
You don't like women then, I guess.
No. That's not what I said. I like her in the later seasons. But like, I
why don't you go hang out with Gina Carano?
He's like, now there's a woman.
Yeah. But you know, like God damn it, Jake. But now I've lost my train of thought. I think I don't know. I feel, and I also, like you said, the way Mandalorian, he's you can't rely on him telling his own story, so you have to throw in another. It's like Book of Boba Fett, but instead you couldn't rely on Boba Fett, so then you had to throw in the Mandalorian. Now we can't rely on the Mandalorian, so like it's just like there's a lot. It's very unstable. It's very unstable. This era.
How did you guys feel about the opening scene with like the ceremony where they're like putting the helmet on the kid and all that stuff?
I thought it was okay.
Oh, the Christmas.
Another big. It was another big monster, like in the second season. I'm like, oh, is that like the same thing that we saw in the very first episode of the second season? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
when it came out of the cave thing.
The sand dragon.
It was a good scene though. It was pretty good. I hate Mandalorians. I hate them, all of them. I could care less. I'm glad the Empire bombed them. I saw that scene when they were like bombing. I'm like, oh hell yeah. I'm like, let's go. Let's go.
I like the Mandalorians. I like them.
Oh, I can't stand them. I liked them in the Clone Wars. The Death Watch I really liked, but they've gone downhill since.
I was thinking about this because me and Alex complained about the whole never take your helmet off, like that shit.
Bro.
And I'm like, well, how do you cut your hair?
How do you eat?
It's like,
how do you? It's ridiculous.
And when they put the helmet on the kid in the opening scene of this, he has like really long hair.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, how the fuck do you cut your hair when you're wearing that helmet on? Like
Mando's helmet.
Because Mando's hair is trimmed. His hair is
well, it's not always going to be like that.
It's kind of like my
It's not always going to be like that. Hair grows. You have to eat. You have to drink. Also, sanitary. It's not sanitary to keep your head in a confined space for that long.
No,
exactly.
I was watching Dr. Phil earlier this week. I know this is a weird tangent, but I was watching the episode where the guy thinks he's Batman, and he's always wearing that Batman mask, and he was wearing it so much, he was sweating in it. There was fungus in it. All right, so that means there has to be fungus in the Mandalorian helmet. That's
science.
I think it's disgusting.
I do like the idea of it's like we're like anonymous.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I do. Yeah.
But it is a little silly the way it's like, all right, we'll just never take our helmets off and
never see your face.
And it's also like she's like, oh, you took your helmet off once, She tells Jin, she's like, "Oh, you took your helmet off once. Now go to Mandalore and bathe in the waters of your home world." I'm like, "Fuck off!" Like, what the hell? He took his helmet off once? You're telling me you've never taken your helmet off to do anything in your life? He does it one time, and you're gonna make him do that shit?
How do they
Come
fuck?
on. That's like if
how did the Mandalorians fuck? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because you have those helmets on, and you're like, and that's it. Like, I was thinking of these deep questions because this made no sense to me. You're keeping your helmet. So if you get married,
I also thought, no, I didn't.
if you get married in that culture, how like what like, yeah, I don't understand it. So you never see your spouse's face? Like, it's just
I was
weird.
gonna say something, but I don't think it's appropriate.
It's not. It's kind of filtered, but kind of filtered.
Kind of filtered is you're right. But yeah, are you also one thing? Bo-Katan sitting on that throne he comes in and she's just sitting there. Like, okay, sure. It would make more sense if there's other people within that area, right? Or people, but she said she's alone. She said everyone abandoned her, which means she's always sitting on that throne and just waiting there. Because I don't think Mando sent her an alert like 30 minutes he arrived, being like, "Hey, by the way, Bo, I'm on my way."
Yeah.
He definitely like just came there. That means she was just sitting there being like, "Oh," and then she sees me. So whatever, Bo-Katan. But are you guys excited for what the rest of the season brings? Guy, where do you think the rest of the season? Where do you think we're going from here?
I mean, I guess you know, we're gonna see a lot of throne shots, and I think that's one. I think you know, we're gonna see the baby Yoda do a lot of stuff. And,
what do you storyline wise? Where do you think?
I don't know. I just know like what I think, and I think.
Where do you want them to go?
Where do I want them to go? I really don't know. This was so like bland and boring. Like, I mean, but like they were literally this is a like 30-minute show. A good amount of it, he was trying to debate with these three midgets under something about how to fix his robot friend. So like I really was like, oh, this is going nowhere. So yeah, I don't know.
All right, Jake, what about you? Excited for the rest? I will say I am excited because it is Star Wars, but so I'm excited. And I've liked previous episodes of Mandalorian. I don't want to sound too negative, but Jake, what about you?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I just like the you know, the kind of atmosphere and the universe of the Mandalorian. So the story could get really crappy, and I'll still be on board. I do think that those like goofy pirates are just going to keep showing up.
Oh boy, I hope they
do.
don't.
You think they're just every time it's going to be a running gag? They're just going to kill all of them but one. They're going to be like, "Go."
Yeah, that would actually be funny. I'd like
that would be really funny.
He just kept having a different reason for letting one go. And they're like, it's just not good any time. I did like the dog fight at the end of this episode, but that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I like that.
But the prosthetics that the pirate actors have to wear just look like so uncomfortable. Like that guy Vane with just no nose.
Yeah.
It's like if I had to do that for like a day of shooting, I would lose my fucking mind.
These are the questions. But guys, we're gonna move on now to our next big TV release, The Last of Us season 1, obviously, episode 7 dropped. Now, Guy, you haven't watched The Last of Us. Jake, tell us about your unique experience watching The Last of Us.
So yeah, I turned it on. The episode you requested. I hadn't seen any of the others, so I was pretty confused. I generally knew what was going on, but most of the time I was on my phone reading about the video game because I was just interested.
Oh my God.
And so I really could not tell you much, but it was it was cool. I got to start it from the beginning, but
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
just an idea. But yeah, episode 7. I was a bit later to this one just because when I saw the trailer for it last Sunday during the last of Us episode, I wasn't excited for it. It just seemed like filler. But then I watched it. I was surprised by it. I thought this was a good episode, especially kind of building up kind of Ellie's backstory and everything. Storm Reed was in this. She was really good as well. We didn't get any Pedro Pascal in this episode, which is fine because I thought this was Bella Ramsey's time to shine. So everything in the mall was great. I thought her relationship with Storm Reed was really I connected to it a lot. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the season. We only have, I think, is it 2 episodes left, 2 or 3 episodes. So, or 2 episodes. So I can't wait to see where the rest of the season brings us. Not one of my favorite episodes of the season, not like episode 3 or episode 5, which are by far the best. You know, those are great episodes. So, but at the same time, it was good to see a lot more of Ellie, and the end also hits really hard. It's a really, really great ending. As with a lot of the Last of Us episodes, it really hits you hard and makes you kind of think back about what the rest of the episode was and think about every plot point, which is why I think this show is so good, is that it makes you think of it. It makes you appreciate everything that came before it, which is
I really got to
always great. Yeah, you should. I know, Guy, you haven't played the video game and you're not huge on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's I would definitely give it a watch. Even when it ends, you can binge all the episodes. They're long. They're over like an hour each, but I would definitely suggest it.
Pedro Pascal, an hour-long episode TV. Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
So exciting. And without the helmet, ooh.
Man, they would have gotten mad at him back on Mandalore.
Exactly.
But that's gonna be it for that. We're gonna move on out to our big movie release, Creed 3, the third film of the Creed franchise, the first one in the franchise without Sylvester Stallone. Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, obviously also starring in it alongside Jonathan Majors. Now, guys, have you gotten a chance to see any of the films? Because I think I'm the only one who's here has seen Creed 3, I think. But have you guys? What's your experience with the Rocky franchise as a whole?
I love them. Those are my Marvel movies. I like the Rocky cinematic universe is my cup of tea. You know, even the ones that are like pretty shitty. Like I like Rocky 4 and stuff. I love all those. And Creed, I haven't seen Creed 3, but I like.
Okay.
I've never seen a single one of the Rocky movies, which sounds very atrocious right now, but I have never seen one.
How did you join the League of Cinephiles?
I've asked the same thing.
Rocky movie.
He has asked the same thing. He's like, how the fuck? Because like
I'd be surprised at what Guy hasn't watched.
No Fast and Furious, no Star Trek. Like there are huge gaps.
I've never seen Fast and Furious either, but I've seen.
Yeah.
Well, that one you don't have to, but Rocky is a must. And then also, Jake, what are your thoughts on the first 2 Creeds?
I like them a lot. I mean, it's pretty hard to like make a franchise that has that many like additions to it that like kind of feel fresh and interesting again.
Mm-hmm.
And they really did it right. And I love Michael B. Jordan. I think he's great.
Yeah,
he's really compelling to watch. Sylvester Stallone was good in the first 2.
Yeah,
I guess it was different without him, but you know, I'm interested.
Yeah, so I don't think I've seen as many Rocky movies as you. I've only seen the first one. I've seen the first 2 Creed movies as well. So I was anticipating this one, not as much as a lot of people, because a lot of people really have this high up there as one of the most anticipated of 2023. But I really like Creed 3. I saw it early on an early screening, and the theater was packed, and I think people loved it. Definitely, I didn't love the movie. I liked it, like the first 2 Creeds. I liked it, didn't love it. But at the same time, it's a movie that will get you kind of really invested, really kind of almost one of those movies that wants to make like that makes you want to stand up and cheer and all that jazz, kind of makes you really kind of engrossed in everything in the characters, whether that's through the training montages or the really cinematic fights, because in this movie they are extra kind of cinematic, or through kind of the build-up character motivations, all of that. This movie does a great job of that. Michael B. Jordan, obviously, you probably the news in terms of his directing style. He took a lot of influences from anime, from how he directed this movie, which is interesting. Me not watching anime, I thought going into this movie there was going to be a bunch of colors and be like people being like, "Oh, punch, KO, purple, yellow, green."
Jonah Hill.
Yeah. That's what I watched the movie. I'm like, "Oh, that is not." It was mostly just slow motion shit. I was like, "Oh, that is not what I."
Going to be moving, and then English over it.
I thought it was like kind of punch. It was gonna be like a comic book almost, and someone punches someone, and you see like that like big like text bubble and like colors, like bam. Yeah, exactly. I thought that's what it's gonna. I was way off.
You thought they were gonna go like, like that kind of shit. Yeah.
So I was disappointed. But I will also say some of the fights look too CGI heavy. Like the first one, you're really taken aback because it's like, whoa, they're really shooting on a soundstage here. So in that sense, I think I prefer some of the other fights because they have a lot more realism to it. Especially, have you guys seen the Jake Gyllenhaal stuff at UFC? yesterday?
No.
Okay, well, Jake Gyllenhaal shot a scene for Roadhouse at a live UFC event that was on yesterday, and so it was like a real UFC event, and he went there as in character, got in the octagon, and just started like fighting with this guy.
Holy
But it was
fuck.
like supposed to be a scene in the movie. You can look it up. It's like he got crazy jacked for it. So
Wait, he's like the move, like Roadhouse is in a remake of the.
yeah, a remake of Roadhouse. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, but this movie at the same time, Jonathan Majors is really great in this movie.
A new
I've seen him
variant.
in Ant-Man, and then this cat.
Yeah,
Yes,
I had
the
to
Kang
say it.
variant.
I had
Yeah.
to say it.
He's really great, and I can't wait to see what this guy does. It's only 2 movies. I remember back in the day, he was into Five Bloods guy. I don't know if you saw that with
Is that with
Spike Lee
Chadwick
movie.
Boseman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
never got to see that, but I wanted
But
to.
yeah, I remember when he was doing movies like that, like really small roles, and I thought he was really good, and now he's become huge,
Blowing
and I
up.
can't wait to see what he does the rest of his career. He steals this movie, and he's just really, really menacing, but also kind of a quiet type of menacing, like when he was his Kang, where he's not kind of too over the top. When you see him, you're not like, oh, villain. You
Yeah.
know, when you see he's just a normal dude who kind of has character motivations that are understandable. So
Yeah.
I like Creed. Also, some plot problems in this one, especially kind of how Jonathan Majors gets involved. Like, he hasn't fought like any professional fights in this movie. He's just
Are you
like,
saying
he
in
was like a
prison?
boxer when he was a kid. Yeah, he was in prison and then immediately gets out of prison. Something happens. And Michael B. Jordan's like, you know what? Let's put Jonathan Majors, let's put him in like a professional fight for like the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm like, no, that's not how that works. You can't let a fella who just like got out of jail, never fought a professional like match in his life, like do a boxing match in front of this magnitude, in front of this many people. That's not how kind of the world works. But sure, I guess you have to suspend a bit of disbelief for these types of movies. So, but anyways, we're gonna move on now. Succession season 4, our first big topic for today. We've moved on from our release. It's our first big topic. Will debut March 26th. We came out with a new trailer also for it, but it was also announced that this is the final season. Guy, you were late to Succession. I mean, so was I, but you listened to everyone. You watched it. What are your thoughts on this news?
I love the show. I think it's really, really great writing. And the final, I'm glad because you don't want to overdo it. You know, you want to leave it at a point. Mm-hmm. This trailer, here's the thing. Like, I like I love the way Succession is written, but I just can't sit and watch a trailer with Succession because seeing like short amounts of just that dialogue seems like when you hear it, you're like, oh, it's so pretentious. But then like when you watch it, you're like, oh, it's so good because you're like, you need to see the show. Like, and the trailer's great. It's got intense. It's got that amazing theme song, you know. And I liked it. I'm really excited to see. I really feel like Logan's gonna die this season.
I hope not.
I think this is it because I think he's
died. It's not like Game of Thrones over here.
Yeah,
like, let me see which characters are gonna die in Succession.
I think he is. I mean, he's like one of the best characters in like modern television. I think he's really fantastic. But I mean, it was like the way Siobhan was yelling, and he was like, "You have ruined my life." Like I was like, "Fuck yes, she is an asshole to you." Like I was like, "Yes," but like at the same time, I was like, I need to see the show. But yeah, I liked it.
I thought you've seen it.
No, I've seen the show. It's the new season.
Oh, okay. I was
I've seen the show. I've seen the show. I love Succession. I've seen season 1 and season 2, season 3. They're all great.
And also, I will say I would play the trailer, but last time I played a trailer on the show for Succession, HBO blocked it, so I can't do that. So we just have this image. But Jake, have you seen Succession?
Yeah, I like Succession a lot.
Okay.
I like that. Thought the last season was probably their best season.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me sometimes to like really care about rich people, and be invested in them. And I think the show understands that a lot of people feel that way, and so they make them all pretty unlikable, and they're like, you're not really watching this to like love the characters. So I like that about it. I'm glad they're ending it. You don't want to drag it on too long, like Guy said.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much more of it I could take, honestly. As much as I like it, it's just stressful and upsetting, and it doesn't make me feel good watching it.
I feel very good watching it. Just I love the stress. I understand where you're coming from. I love the stress.
It's a hard one to sit through.
Well, I mean, I liked like Breaking Bad was stressful, but it made me feel good because it was just like
yeah.
I was watching like a Western, But this is like these are just people that if I spoke to any of them in real life, I would just hate them. I would hate them all so much.
I don't know. Cousin Greg is the exception.
That's true. Cousin Greg reminds me of like I don't know, just a guy that would be around and everyone would just make fun of him. If I knew him in my life, I would treat him the way
Everyone knows a cousin. Everyone knows a cousin Greg. Everyone has a cousin Greg in their life. Succession is my favorite show on TV right now. It's sad it's ending. They said they would go 5 seasons, 4 or 5. Jesse Armstrong said. So I was quite surprised that they would go 4, considering kind of where the story is developing. I thought it would take 2 more seasons. So I'm very nervous taking that into consideration, despite how much I love the writing in the show and how much they haven't kind of disappointed me so far. I am nervous that it won't kind of end on a satisfying note because of that. And I am just very nervous, but I love the trailer. I thought it just gave me everything I wanted. They're also delving more deep into politics and the Roy's influence over that with kind of that presidential candidate guy and kind of Logan trying to push him. And at the same time, you have the Tom Wamsgans and Shiv relationship, which kind of really kind of hit kind of a brick wall at the end of season 3. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Tom is one of my favorite, probably my favorite character in the show is Tom. So I'm excited to see where he goes. And Roman, Shiv, and Kendall, very excited to see them working together against their dad as well. Now, if you guys could choose one character to kind of to root for and to become, say, hypothetically, the head of Waystar Royco, who would you choose?
Oh, Greg, I think.
Greg the Egg. Greg. Okay, nice.
Greg the Egg. He's the underdog. He's cool. I mean, I think Greg. He's the most pure of them all, and I honestly think it would be really funny. So yeah, Greg.
Jake, is it? I'm guessing you're Greg as well.
No, I'd go Roman. I want Roman.
Oh well, Roman's underappreciated. I like Roman.
Roman's such an asshole.
Yeah, he's a little Nero, But that's who you want in real life. If I was watching like Rupert Murdoch died and he has a son that's like that, he has a son that's like Roman. I'd want Roman to take over because then he would just, by nature of his just like how inept he is and how much of a shithead he is, he would dismantle the whole company by accident.
Yeah. I just love the show. How, like the fact that we can have these discussions and different characters have so many kind of positive elements that you think, oh, he would work. She would work good. But also you're like, oh, also this. Like, for example, Roman, very smart when it comes to kind of the analytics and kind of working from that front in terms of his kind of that kind of front of running a company, but also, sexual misconduct with Jerry isn't great. So that would do well. Shiv.
Oh my God.
Shiv also probably the most stable. Shiv, the most stable of the 3, I feel like, but also she's a smartass and she thinks she is kind of knows way more than she actually does. Kendall, very motivated, someone who's also, he's able to kind of fight, but also at the same time, substance abuse issues. And so everybody kind of has those positives and negatives. And so we can have these conversations, which makes for such a great show and such complex characters. And also you have, I love the minions. I know Guy's a minion fan as well. Just the minions in the show, all of the kind of smaller the side characters is like,
they're great.
Yeah. Like Jerry, Carl, Frank.
Such a great ensemble. Really, like one of the best ensemble casts.
Yeah.
Very, I'd say there's not, you don't get a lot of these very often. I think The Sopranos is another thing that's very similar. That reminds me of this a lot. And it had such a fantastic ensemble cast. And it's an HBO property too. So, yeah.
Yeah. Great. And Alexander Skarsgård is coming back as well. And then we're also getting, I'm not sure if we're getting Adrian Brody back, but I mean, the cast is so good. Losing a caliber actor of that caliber isn't too much of a hit.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. March 26th. This is going to be a huge month, guys. We have The Mandalorian just started. And then we're going to get Succession later this month. So that is going to be very fun as we head now to our next topic. The SAG Awards were last week, the final big award show before the Oscars next week. We got some surprising winners. We got some not surprising winners. As you can see, Everything Everywhere All at Once took home most of the awards. Not so surprising. It's going to take it home right to Best Picture at the Oscars, which would be very fun. So I'm just going to bring up the kind of full results right here. So comedy series. Obviously, Guy, you've really kind of simped for Gene Smart and Hacks. So I'm going to give you a moment to plug Gene Smart and Hacks. Yeah.
Well, let me just. I think she's great. I think it's kind of funny. She's just essentially playing if Joan Rivers wasn't a Jew. Like that's essentially her character. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that's what it is. She's great though, and she deserves it. She's fantastic in the show. I highly recommend Hacks. To anyone. I had a problem though when I first watched Hacks. I accidentally turned on audio subtitles, and so for the first season, I thought there was a narrator for the show, and then I did. I was like, wow, this is doing something new. That describes everything they do and every color of everything. Like I'm blind. And I was like, wow, this is very awesome.
Very artistic.
Yeah, exactly. And then I started watching like a movie I've seen before, and it had the same narrator. And I was like, wait, this isn't right. And I realized, yeah, audio subtitles. Gosh,
how many episodes are in a season?
There's like 7 or 8, and they're each an hour.
Right.
So for 8 hours straight, I thought, yeah.
All right. Makes those conclusions as you wish from
no, the SAG. Yeah, I saw some of the acceptance speeches. They all talk about how when they got their card. That's what I've noticed. Their card, their little SAG card.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, the SAG.
I remember when I first got my SAG after. I was like, all right, okay, we know, but just get on. Like I watched the Fraser speech. He did kind of the same things he's been doing. I love him, but it's kind of, he's got a consistency of his speeches, and he's great. And then I saw like some of the Sally Fields one, but kind of fell asleep, like because it was right before I was going to bed. So like I don't know, I thought it was okay, yeah.
Yeah, SAG after card. Oh, you've made it if you've gotten that card, despite the fact that weatherman.
When I got this card, I knew I was gonna make it in this bit.
Despite the fact that all weathermen all across the country have SAG
what I
cards.
would have loved is if they got the card, like, and they were outside and they're holding it up and like a seagull grabbed it or some shit.
Now you can't be awarded.
Or if their like girlfriend or boyfriend like didn't know what it was, so they put it in the shredder, and they're like, my SAG after card, and they're like,
now I'm not an actor anymore. Oh no.
I didn't know.
But yeah, let's get back to these winners. Jennifer Coolidge for White Lotus, Jason Bateman for Ozark. I'm a big Better Call Saul fan, so sad that Bob Odenkirk didn't get more recognition for. He did at the Critics' Choice. But I loved Ozark as well, so not too much complaining from my end. Jessica Chastain, sure. Sam Elliott, sure. Comedy series, but Abbott Elementary, as it's doing with all these awards. White Lotus, drama ensemble. I also wish that were to go to Better Call Saul, but whatever. Okay, female actor in supporting role. This is the first big moment. Angela Bassett, obviously taking home a lot of awards recently. Jamie Lee Curtis with the surprise W here, making it close to a 2-horse race now. I mean, Carrie Condon also won at BAFTAs, so that makes it kind of not 100% that Angela Bassett's going to walk home with the Oscar for Black Panther. Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously, I wouldn't say she would be my pick to win it, but at the same time, as a big fan of her work, as a big fan of her as a person, it would be great to see her take home the Oscar.
Yeah. Okay.
They're mulling over what I said. They're still like,
Nick, do you have anything?
Very deep.
About Jamie Lee Curtis winning?
Yeah.
I mean, I liked her in that role. I mean, I guess because a lot of times you see her, like the way I think of her now is as like the lady in Halloween. She's like a scream queen kind of person.
Yeah.
So to be the like kind of, I guess, the villain almost, to take on that role and kind of kill it, like she's sort of like a monster in Everything
Yeah.
Everywhere All at Once, and she does a great job. She's like funny and scary, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of things at once in that movie that I like a lot.
Yeah. And it makes it a lot more interesting for the Oscars now. So I'm going to be very intrigued to see what happens there. Ke Kwan with another win for supporting actor. No surprise there. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Bit of a surprise there. I would have preferred Kate Blanchett and Tar, who's been winning a bunch of the awards. However, I don't think this detracts from Kate's kind of path to the Oscar too much. So I look forward to seeing Kate Blanchett winning that award next Sunday. But at the same time, Michelle Yeoh making it closer, though. So I wouldn't be 100% surprised. And then Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Him and Austin.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Guy?
Well, no, it's amazing. Like, I'm actually really happy for him. He's really mounting this comeback. He's got a whole shelf of awards now. Like, every week, he's got another.
And there was exactly. And for Batgirl, there was a shelf right there. He was preparing for it, and then
he was waiting for it.
Let me just remind everyone out there, the millions of League of Cinephiles fans out there, that Warner Brothers called Batgirl, quote unquote, unreleasable. So that's something for you all.
Yeah. With Brendan Fraser.
For a studio to cancel a movie for millions of dollars because it was unreleasable. Oh, man.
Would I give to see that? And Brendan Fraser in it, yet it was somehow unreleasable. And on top of that, it also had J.K. Simmons. It had a good cast. It had a really good cast. Yet it's.
Did you see the Firefly costume, Guy? The leaked. Did you see it?
That looks stupid.
It looked bad. It looked like one of those like old fashioned like sea. What's it called? Like when someone goes in the ocean. Yeah.
It didn't look good.
Yeah. So that's something. But anyways, Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser looked like the whale again.
Yeah, he looked like the whale turned to crime. That's what I think.
That's so mean. Yeah, but Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Him and Austin Butler, very close race. So great to see another race kind of going down to the wire. I would pick Brendan Fraser personally, but motion picture cast, Everything Everywhere All at Once takes home the ultimate award. No surprise there. So those are our SAG wins. So guys, are you going with Everything Everywhere All at Once next Sunday to win Best Picture?
I want Fablemans, but it's not going to happen anymore. I
know we had a moment. We had a moment
where Fablemans was really clutch was going to clutch it, but no, not anymore.
Now it might not win a single award, most likely.
And that's kind of insane to me. Like I just have some respect for Steven Spielberg. Come on, guys, like it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What are you saying? He should win it because?
No, not just that, but like it's a great film. Like it's my favorite movie of this year. Okay. So I for me.
Well, write your congressman about it. Personally, I like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I choose that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and although I would pick some other movies over Everything Everywhere All at Once, I wouldn't be kind of angry to see that, especially because the amount of love and cultural significance it's able to grow as a small kind of A24 indie movie. It would be very kind of great for the Oscars to recognize that. So I can't wait to see. And also the cast is just very likable. We talked about Jamie Lee Curtis, Michelle Yeoh, James Hong, he's 96 years old. 96. He's been in the industry for so long.
96.
So the fact,
that's some good hair dye. Some really sorry. That was mean. That was so mean.
That's so mean. You're such an awful person.
I don't think I saw it once in here. All Quiet on the Western Front, I thought was one of the better movies of this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so because the SAGs only award acting, I don't think All Quiet got in there, but it was nominated for the most Oscars. Like I think something like 13. So I also really like that movie. So yeah, you're definitely right there. And it'll take home Best International Feature, so and a bunch of others. So
sure.
We're going to move on now to our final main topic. Some unfortunate news. Actor Tom Sizemore passed away over the week. He was 61 years old. Tom Sizemore, kind of known for his kind of tough guy roles in movies like Saving Private Ryan. Now, Guy, are you familiar with Mr. Sizemore's work, or is he kind of a guy that you kind of, I don't mean to be disrespectful here, but someone that you hadn't really ever thought about before?
I've never heard of him.
Oh my God.
I saw his obituary. It's as much as I saw, but apparently he was in a lot of great movies and was a really good actor. And Yeah, it's sad. I mean, he 62. He passed away.
61, yeah.
61. That's horrible. That's
Yeah.
It's a young age. So yeah, I'm gonna pass this. Jake, do you know who this guy is?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like such a dick right now. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, you gotta like, I guess, take a test and see if you can renew your membership in the league. But
I agree with Jake here. We might have something going.
Tom Sizemore was a great actor, man. I mean, he was like from what I understand, he's a lifelong drug addict. He had a lot of demons.
Yeah.
So that's life lived like that. You don't live forever. So
yeah,
unfortunately, I mean, he made it to 61, which isn't he's not in the 27 club or anything, but it is sad.
Yeah.
He was great in everything I saw him in. You ever seen Heat?
Yes.
Guy, you ever seen Heat? No. Oh, yeah.
All right. Like, look, I saw the first. Okay. God damn it. I can't defend myself here. I'm
not even asking you to. Just watch the movie.
It's a great movie.
De Niro, I love De Niro and Pacino. So
apparently not.
He was also, I forgot about this. One of my friends reminded me. Tom Sizemore did a cameo in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You ever watch that show?
Yeah, I've watched that.
Oh,
yeah, he played like a truck driver in one episode, and he was really funny. But yeah, he's a really talented guy, and stuff like Heat. He's like Saving Private Ryan too.
Yeah,
he's really he's very talented.
Yeah, so it's sad. Yeah, like as Jake said, drug addict. He also went to jail as well. So unfortunately, that he had to go through all of that. But at the same time, he kind of left with a kind of sizable resume for people to kind of remember him for. Like Jake said, when Sizemore died, actually, I had a bunch of people messaged me or kind of posted about him saying, "Oh, I'm going to rewatch Heat," like just kind of to honor him and his passing. Which kind of, yeah, he had a great kind of resume. Saving Private Ryan was what I knew him for. Black Hawk Down as well. So so it's unfortunate news, but hope the best for his family. As we head now to buy or sell, in which we're going to talk about some of these smaller topics within the world of movies, TV, all that jazz. We're going to talk about if you would buy that news or sell that news. First news we're going to go over: Clancy Brown has been cast as Salvatore Maroni. I was going to say Ramoni in the Penguin TV show. Guy, obviously, any chance at some Penguin TV show news?
Oh my God, I love it. Are you kidding me? Yes, buy. I'm so excited for the show. The cast, I fucking love the cast so far, and the fact that they got Clancy Brown, who I love him in everything I see him in.
Yeah.
Krusty Krab, Lex Luthor in Superman, in the Superman cartoon.
Krusty Krab? Do you mean Mr. Krabs?
Mr. Krab. My bad. It's been a while.
Because he voices the entire Krusty Krab restaurant.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah. And I'm like really excited, man. I'm so hyped.
Lex Luthor too,
Lex Luthor in every DC animated universe property, except for one movie. But he's great. I mean, I love him. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a lot. I saw him in like Hail Caesar. I saw him in that movie. I haven't really seen him.
What a random.
I know, right? Isn't it random? I go for those. No, but yeah.
Have you heard of Shawshank Redemption, guy?
He was a little role as the guard. I'm so sorry. I deserve to be in this league. I really look. I do. I know some. I got a decent. Yeah, he's great.
And this is a photograph of him in Dexter, correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, like, that's Robert De Niro. No.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
But he's also, Guy mentioned it, his voice roles. He has one of the best voices in Hollywood. He's the reason he does everything from Lex Luthor to SpongeBob. Yeah. He was also in Legend, the Tom Cruise. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That was Tim Curry. What am I talking about? Yeah. But Starship Troopers as well. And he's also going to be in the new John Wick movie. He's just in a bunch of smaller roles in kind of a lot of bigger movies. So it's not often you see him kind of in those kind of lead roles. But at the same time, he's a great character actor. Shawshank Redemption, one of my favorite movies, a menacing performance in that. So it's great to see him kind of embracing that villain role once again. And also, Guy, I saw this on the internet. I want to get your take on it. Didn't
Yeah.
we see Maroney get arrested in the Batman?
We did
And he
see him
didn't
get
look
arrested
like,
on a TV screen in the Batman.
wasn't that not Clancy Brown? It looked like
That
someone
was
else.
no. I mean, but I think they'll just like, they'll be like, it was at a distance. You couldn't really see the guy's face. So
Well, I
like
mean,
they'll be
Clancy
like,
Brown's like a tall dude.
no, yeah, but I mean, like that, it'll be fine. I think I don't think people give a shit. I think they'll see him and they'll be like, oh, there he is.
Oh,
And
he was
he's
in Thor Ragnarok. That's what else he was. I was thinking.
Oh
like,
yeah,
what
he
other-
was. He played
He was
Surtur.
Surtur, yeah.
Yeah. No,
And
but
it, Promising Young Woman.
he was in Promising Young
He was the
Woman?
dad.
Oh yeah, he was the dad. That's crazy. No, but yeah, I think Maroney's kind of in the Batman, but not really. I think they can just it'll be easy to just go by.
Yeah.
With that.
So we're gonna buy it. Jake, are you gonna buy?
I'll go ahead and buy it for you guys because I'm not gonna watch the show, but you guys, I want you to enjoy it. So.
All right, he'll buy it. This man has a sizable wallet over here. He's just throwing out cash. It's a market. We're gonna move on now. Detective Pikachu. A sequel has been announced with a new
Get out of
director.
town. Sorry.
Guy, are you buying?
No, I didn't see the first one.
Shocker.
I shot up. Fucking hell. No, but I think Ryan Reynolds, right? He played Pikachu. Yeah, I like
yes,
him.
he did.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it for
I
that.
also like Ryan Reynolds. Hot take. They also, the guy they got to direct it, he is the co-creator of Portlandia, which is a TV show. I've
Oh
never
yeah,
heard
that's
of
the
it.
show with
Fred Armisen.
Yeah, Fred Armisen.
Okay, is it good? I've never heard of it.
It is pretty funny. Pretty
okay.
Unique kind of sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. People.
Yeah, so I'm going to buy this because I like the first Pikachu movie enough to be like, okay, let's have a sequel. I'm not dying for it, but hey, what the heck?
Yeah.
You only live once.
Right.
Wise words.
No, I know that much to be
wise words from the host.
Yeah.
This is why people call me the host all the time.
No, they don't. Host.
They do it. Everyone does it.
Jake.
I see in your name, the host.
Jake, no, Jake, no, do not.
Why don't you make Alex the
at
the Helmer or something?
Because it's the host. People call me the host all the time. I walk down the streets.
Jake, let me
people are
ask
like,
you this:
"Ooh."
doesn't a nickname come from someone else and not yourself?
People call me the host.
What would your nickname for Alex be?
Alex, the
You can't say a lot of this shit because it's not
Helmer.
PG. Alex is cinephile Helmer. Good. That's good. I thought you were gonna come up with something more.
About your mustache?
grotesque.
No, I wouldn't.
Nah, he's nice. He's not like this always. But guys, buy or sell?
Buy.
You haven't seen the first one.
I haven't seen the first one. I'm just a nice. So.
And you're living paycheck to paycheck too, so you're real in debt here, Jake.
No, I'm gonna sell.
I'll buy it. I love watching a character that doesn't solve a mystery.
I agree. That's always fun. We're gonna move on now. Lord of the Rings. It has been announced that more movies are coming. David Zaslav announced now they will not be remakes, but they will expand the world. Guy, buy or sell?
I'm gonna sell. Enough. Like really, I think it's good the way it was. I think you don't need to add anymore. I think we look at the way people just kind of let things just linger on, and it ruins the quality of the franchise. And I'm gonna sell. I think this is a terrible mistake that I think they'll regret. I don't think that's a good idea. I like the original Lord of the Rings, so sell.
Jake?
Yeah, I agree with Guy. I'm gonna sell it.
Right.
They just keep expanding the universe until they just spread it so thin it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And people are going to forget how good the original three are.
Yeah. Host, what do you think?
It's tough for me because I like the original Lord of the Rings trilogy a lot. But at the same time, I never watched Rings of Power. I haven't seen the Hobbit movies in a long time, so I'm not exactly a huge Middle Earth fan, despite my love for the first three. But I'm gonna buy it. I feel at the same time, there's a lot to delve deep with this world, and I feel like they can do a lot. So I'm gonna buy it.
Wait, do you have us on your monitor, on your TV?
I have a monitor so I can bring up news topics and stuff like
No,
that.
behind you.
That's a TV, yeah. Oh yes, I do.
Oh, I just noticed that. Okay, keep
Yeah,
going. All right, so
it's like a newsroom. It's like a newsroom,
Yeah. Newsroom. Next topic.
Yeah, let's go on. Peter Pan and Wendy.
Oh, this
new trailer has dropped.
Oh
Guy,
God.
your thoughts?
Sal. Honest to God, this looks so bad. It looks so low budget. It looks really like a piece of shit. I said this to Alex. Captain Hook in the movie looks like the known porn star Ron Jeremy from Deep Throat, and he didn't look good. Like I just felt like this looked horrible. I feel like leave these cartoons alone. Like I love the original Peter Pan, and I think you need to leave these things alone. Like just let them be cartoons. What makes it better because it's live action? Like I don't really understand. And I don't think this looks particularly good. This looks like a low budget TV movie. It looks bad. So Sal.
It's a crazy take for a kids movie.
Jake.
Yeah, I'll buy it. I don't know. It looks like fun. This is the first time I'm seeing the trailer, and I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna make Guy watch it too. I'm gonna pay extra.
Yeah, give me a hosting spot. I'll do it. Yeah, deal.
Go buy it for Guy.
I'll buy it for your birthday, Guy. I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, thank you. For me, shouldn't have.
Just for I'm gonna sell it.
Scream at the screen and ruin it for all the kids.
I'm waiting for Captain Hook to pop up because I want to test Guy's hypothesis.
Wait for it.
It's taking a long time.
You'll see. Ron Jeremy.
I mean, that's how Captain Hook.
Yeah. Well, yep. Hold on. Now pull up a photo. Wait, pause it right now. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up this photo.
God, dude. I'm not
right the fuck now.
It's Jude Law playing him too. You know that.
You cannot tell me
that
looks smack like Ron Jeremy from Deep Throat.
Okay.
You don't need to give like a
yeah.
Sorry.
You said Ron Jeremy from prison. Ron Jeremy.
Oh yeah, he's in prison.
In chains.
He's in prison.
That's Jude Law playing him too. Crazy.
Why does he look like Ron Jeremy?
It's the look.
From a distance, he looks. I don't know. It's just me. Sorry.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on now. I'm gonna sell too. I'm not.
I don't get why Jake's buying this. To be honest, I don't get it.
All right, we're going to move on now to our next topic. The first trailer for Haunted Mansion also dropped, another Disney property that they are kind of remaking. This time a live action, not animated to live action. So guys, as comedians, I reckon you're both fans of Eddie Murphy's work.
Yes.
Yeah,
is that an understatement?
And when I think
as a kid, I loved that movie. So
yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Eddie Murphy. I'm an Eddie Murphy purist. And
so are you as big of a fan of Danny DeVito?
I'm a bigger fan of Eddie Murphy than I am of yeah.
Hot take.
Hot take? No, but I mean I have to say that I don't know, I just feel I don't want to watch. I mean the cast looks good, but I don't really want to watch this. This does not look like something I would enjoy particularly much. And once again, like I'm I like the original. I know not a lot of people do, but I kind of think it's it's funny.
See, Jake, he is a cinephile. He's seen the original Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Jake, your thoughts?
I'm not super excited about this. I love the original. I don't really. This is one of those. It's like some movies I understand why you would remake them if like technology has caught up to the vision of the original. And this one, I'm like, it just looks like they're filling it, according to this trailer, just filling this movie with celebrities, and I feel like it's more like the way that the original Haunted Mansion looks is more fun too.
Yeah, it has that kind of early 2000s type of charm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If Eddie Murphy doesn't make a cameo in this movie, then there's no use in it.
Yeah. It's not worth watching.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it though. I'm gonna buy it. I don't have too much nostalgia for the first one, so I understand where you guys are coming from. But at the same time, I think it looks fun. I'm like Goosebumps was remade a couple of years ago. I didn't mind that movie too much. It kind of looks like another Goosebumps.
But that was like a show originally, and then became a movie.
Same thing. It's very similar. I mean, it's
The show-
ticky tacky.
the show was good. I like the show.
I like the show. I like the movie.
The show scared me it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Dude, it was
Those
horrifying.
books were good. Those books were like really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell this movie to Alex, and I'm going to make a profit.
Thank you. Oh, you're gonna make you don't. You're gonna resell it to me for a higher price than.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it for the price of a ticket
Damn.
and sell it to you for, $40 million.
You're gonna convince me that's selling out. You're like, man, it's. I have so many people talking to me about it. You got to buy it now. Yeah, but I'm gonna buy it. It looks cute. Owen Wilson's fun. Danny DeVito's fun.
Wow.
So, yeah. Oh, original joke.
Yeah, sorry,
all right, we're gonna move on to our final topic. The movie Meth Gator is officially moving forward by the producers of the Sharknado franchise. Guys, your thoughts?
Wait,
Jake
what?
is a big fan of meth from his time in Breaking Bad. So, will you buy Meth Gator?
Yeah, I'll buy Meth Gator. Title alone, that's like the best elevator pitch I've ever heard. That was like a studio exec, and there was some guy that got in the elevator with me, and he was like, "All right, 2 words, Meth Gator." I'm like, "All right." I mean, Cocaine Bear just did pretty well, so Meth Gator seems like the obvious next step.
I'm excited for Heroin Camel. That's kind of my
Heroin Camel.
Heroin Camel. That's kind of the thing I'm hyped for. No, I'm gonna.
You're just writing down a list of movies you want involving animals.
PCP Penguin. PCP Penguin.
Tyler, Advil Dog.
Advil Dog. Advil Dog.
That one's for kids.
That
Advil
one's too. That's like
Dog.
kids. It's like a PG one.
Yeah. No, I think I love the title. I love that Meth Gator. It sounds fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Cocaine Bear obviously is coming out. So it's playing off of the success of Cocaine Bear. So I'm going to ask you guys one question: who would win in a fight, Cocaine Bear or Meth Gator?
Ooh, I gotta say, if it's on land, it's Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
Oh, okay.
But if it's in
sea
area swamp, then it's Gator's got the advantage.
Depends on the fight. It depends on the fight. Gotcha. So what happens like somewhere in the middle, like a bit of water, but it's like knee level? Because I guess that's.
But that's like a swamp. That's where gators live.
Okay, so you think Gator would win? Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's like a puddle, Cocaine Bear.
Interesting take.
That's a great question.
I gotta go Cocaine Bear. I don't think Gator is as strong. Also, it's like, is meth capable of producing kind of a higher kind of intensity of fighting compared to cocaine? Or
I think the meth high lasts longer.
But aren't you more energetic when you take cocaine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think cocaine would be more of like meth seems like a nuisance. Cocaine seems like it would help you out a bit.
Jump you up.
Meth would make you slower.
Meth.
We should try it. I'll test it out after the show.
The host.
I'll just like a bear and you just like a gator. We'll go do some street drugs and then fight.
I mean, whatever you can think.
Ketamine kangaroo.
Fentanyl monkey. Mean kangaroo.
Opioid octopus.
Yeah.
All right, well that's insensitive.
That one failed. So sorry.
All right, guys. So that's gonna do it today for this episode of Unfiltered. Thank you again to our special guest, Jake. Once again, before we leave you all, where can everyone find you?
Instagram, Jake Timothy, just my name.
Perfect. Easy.
Yeah.
Guy, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Guy David No Comedy on Instagram.
Great. And can we see a Jake and Guy collaboration live at the Grizzly Pear anytime soon?
Yeah. I mean, I put Guy on my show a lot.
Yeah.
He's just around, just bothering everyone,
No, I think we're working on. We have some ideas for some stuff. right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
We want to see both of us come down to the Grizzly Pear Sunday at 6.
Sunday at 6.
I'm on the Upper East Side, so there's a couple metro.
I'm also on the
metro
Upper East
stuff.
Side.
Oh my!
That's right.
Wait,
Yeah.
So
Metro,
that
you're
means
right next to me. You're right next to me.
Say your address live on the internet right now.
I was just about to, but thank you again for. I'm gonna type it in the chat. I just want to get your reaction live to see.
All
All
right.
right, so this is my address.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I live really close to you, dude. Yeah, same.
Oh my god, we could have done it in person. You could have been right here next to me.
North of you.
Oh shit,
Off
that's
the same
crazy.
street, off the same
Okay,
street,
well.
yeah.
All right, we'll talk afterwards. This
Yeah, yeah.
Unfiltered is we forgot that we're live. We just
Still
started
live,
talking.
yeah.
Guys like, oh, I live like a solid 60, 70 blocks away from you guys. All good. I can make my way up.
Yeah.
But before we leave, Guy, where can everyone find you?
As I said before, with the no comedy.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was too caught up with the fact that Jake and I are now best friends and Guy is like alone. And you can find me, you can find the host on the League of Cinephiles on Instagram, YouTube, Letterboxd as well at Alex Helmer. Yeah, that's about it. LinkedIn. I just want to plug that.
Oh,
if you
LinkedIn?
guys
How about backstage.com? Because I know I want to get some acting. No, I'm kidding. All right, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the SAGs. He really wants that card, man.
I want
he
that
really
card.
needs it.
I want that card.
But guys, thank you again for joining us. For Jake, for Guy, for everyone at the League of Cinephiles. See you next week, guys. Of course. Ciao.
It's over.